Who wants to watch an AI robo-psychotherapy session disguised as a sci-fi action movie? In the right hands and with honest marketing, sure, it could be an okay premise. But in these hands, it just made for a bad movie. And it makes sense that J-Lo was one of the executive producers, because who else would willingly cast her in this movie? Her character is set up as an ultra-capable person of genius-level intellect. But when shit hits the fan, she devolves into a manic, emotional wreck. And she pretty much stays that way for the rest of the movie. It's hard to take the character seriously as a kick-ass, ultra-capable woman when she's incapable of keeping her emotions in check, like someone in her position should and would. And casting J-Lo in this role made matters all the worse. You just feel like you're watching a teenager freaking out for 90 minutes. Casting pretty much anyone else would have made this movie better by default. The AI in her mech suit played a more believable human. In terms of the combat, we get thoughtless action scenes that you can tell were just going to happen regardless of what the rest of the script said. No real thought was put into how to bring them about organically, so they often come out of nowhere, and the action itself ends up being forgettable and tensionless. The dialogue throughout the movie fluctuates between being either super predictable or just off-the-wall stupid. The banter between J-Lo and the AI is fucking tedious. It tries to double as a therapy session that draws her backstory out of her mind, but it's clunkier than this chonky fucking mech suit design. Speaking of stupid, this movie is just full of things that don't make any sense, and people making decisions and conclusions that almost no human would make. Like when they show up to raid the suspected location of an AI android with a ton of guns that have no effect on him. Why, when you've been fighting these androids for 28 years, do you show up with a bunch of tools that don't work for the job? Or, for example, how the key to success against the AI in the end is just to do what he won't expect, which surely is unique to this situation at hand and not in any way applicable to human people as well. Pretty much all the attempts at humor missed the mark entirely, and the whole thing was brought to life with the visual quality typical of a Netflix original movie, which is subpar by today's standards. I'm just going to say it, I wouldn't be surprised if Ben and J-Lo's discussions about divorce started shortly after Ben saw an advanced screening of this movie.